big private gym. I know there's a lot of things that we could accomplish, and there's a lot of things that we could give back, not only to our people, but to our community. The first Benavidez boxing gym, the one in Burien, he paints them all himself, so he's a talented brother. So he, but yeah, this is my dad's design, you know what I mean? This is actually my first time, you know, starting training camp here in this.
See, everybody talking about so that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. Make that bad. Everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line.
Tank Davis and David Benavidez lock in a massive joint camp ahead of return. Two of boxing's biggest names are teaming up in the gym, and the buzz around this partnership is already building.
We're talking about October, September at the...
And it's not just talk. Jose Benavidez Sr. has been making it official on social media, posting footage of Tank putting in work and even showing off new team merchandise that signals this partnership is very real.
You ain't gotta throw hard, bro. Just touch him.
Throw like 7s, 6s or 7s.
Throw hard when you got him.
Yeah.
But when everybody fresh, just touch him. Cause you a big presence, so you ain't gotta do a lot. You just jab, get him in position, bing, bing, bing. All right, I'll be back to get that later. And just be patient. Your game will go up 30, 40%, just on that. A lot of times what you do, you come in, you can see it.
At the same time, Sean Porter and his crew give Jose Benavidez Sr. his due. He's a solid trainer who's done good work with his sons, David and Jose Jr., but they start asking the real questions about whether this move actually makes sense for Tank and how it would all come together in practice.
It's official. He's going over to Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Jose Benavidez Jr., and most notably, the father of David Benavidez. I'm not sure if he's completely departing from Calvin Ford tutelage, but it's official. I just saw on Jose Benavidez Sr. Instagram and on his socials, he's showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out in this video and announcing and marketing the new Gervonta Tank Davis on Team Benavidez merchandise. Now, he had a few videos out there showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out and all those things, and I promise you, he could not have made this announcement without Gervonta Tank Davis's.
Respect between Tank and David Benavidez has been brewing for a while. They've shown mutual admiration publicly, even during press events for previous cards. And now that this joint camp is official, the excitement is real. There's genuine chemistry between them, and the buzz around this partnership is only building.
I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah, and Pacheco as well. You know, Pacheco isn't with them,
and they both are gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both are.
Porter offers some insight into what might be driving Tank's decision, suggesting that for a fighter at his level, personal comfort in the gym and a strong relationship with a trainer can matter just as much as technical expertise, especially when you're already at the top of the game.
This is a dream come true for me. You know, I've always been wanting to fight on a card with Gervonta Davis, and now that we got it set up, this is going to be the biggest card of the year.
I won the David Benavidez fight before, I think when he fought Caleb Plant. And at first, I didn't know that, you know, he was one of them guys. Till I actually, you know, went to his fight and put the earphones on, and, you know, I was close up. So I'm definitely excited to be on a card with someone like him, a guy just like explosive. So I feel as though, like, even if during the 15th, the pay-per-view was $100, it's worth it.
And do their photo ops together, you can tell that there's a genuine like and respect that they have with each other.
Stepping back for a moment, the conversation turns to Tank's long-standing bond with Calvin Ford, the man who's been in his corner since the very beginning. Sean Zittel and Sean Porter acknowledge Ford's massive role in shaping Tank's career from the early days in Baltimore to the championship level, and how he stuck with him through the ups and downs that come with the territory.
I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they moving. When they ready to move, I'm moving. And I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
Now Eddie Hearn has weighed in on all the lightweight drama, and he's not impressed. He brushes off the constant social media back and forth between Shakur, Haney, and Tank as unproductive noise, and makes it clear that the real miss is the failure to make a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney.
I don't add up the beef with him and Calvin Ford, really. I guess Calvin may have done an interview or two that Gervonta didn't like, but it's like, that
made no sense, man.
Calvin is a good trainer. Even though Calvin didn't move the needle for Jahan Ingram over the weekend. Jahan Ingram lost to Devin Cushing. It didn't look like Calvin had a big impact on him winning, and he wound up losing to Devin Cushing. Devin Cushing, bigger guy anyways. But when I saw Truck do that, I go, okay, so Calvin has an imprint. He has a system. There's a way a guy he builds from scratch in the Baltimore amateur program looks. And so that made me lend more credence to Calvin.
Eddie Hearn argued that it's the biggest fight the lightweight division has to offer given their history and the bad blood still lingering between them. He points out that while everyone seems obsessed with chasing top fighters, the real money fight, and the one that makes the most sense, is sitting right there waiting to be made. And it's crazy that no one's pulled the trigger yet.
I can't keep up with it. Do you know what I mean? Because one day he's fighting him, then he's fighting him, then he wants to fight him. It's like, it's Devin against Rolly, then it's Rolly against someone else, then it's Devin against Keyshawn, now it's Tank against Devin, then it's Shakur against Tank. I don't know. I mean, can we just see something?
Which one has the most probability of happening out of all of that you just said? Shakur, Devin?
Caulfield is accusing Tank of avoiding the real challenge and suggesting the Haney talk is just a distraction to keep fans from asking the tough questions. They're making it clear that they believe Tank is looking for safer options. And they're not shy about calling out what they see as a pattern of smoke and mirrors. It's the kind of war of words that adds heat to the division, even if the actual fights haven't been signed yet.
Let me tell you this, right? The fight that should be happening, this is the most idiotic thing, that this fight is not happening. It's Ryan Garcia against Devin Haney. That is the fight with the narrative and the history and the beef, and like the first fight, the drugs test, the fathers, like that's the biggest fight out there. Yeah. But the problem is at the moment, these guys, and good luck to them, they want to price themselves out where the numbers don't work or exist. So the money that Devin would want to fight
questions the legitimacy of the reported Davis-Haney negotiations, pointing out that if a mandatory title defense is already on the books, it doesn't add up that Tank would be free to explore other options at the same time. He seems to be calling out the logic behind the chatter, suggesting that the timing and the obligations don't line up the way they're being sold to the public. For him, it's another reason to be skeptical about whether the fight is actually real or just talk.
It's a duck. A duck is a duck. He just needed a big diversion to make people believe and look away from him ducking his mandatory person. He ducked us before he had the Roach fight too. He ducked us over a year. So a duck is a duck. That's all I have to say. Because if Keyshawn's supposed to be fighting Devin, why he calling out Devin? If he not moving up to fight Shakur, why he calling out Shakur? And he has a mandatory, so he preferred to give up his belt. So thank you. We have no problem becoming a world champion. The boogeyman left. He ran. So that's all that shit is smoke and mirrors. They've been calling each other out for years now. All of them. Has it ever happened?
The bright side, Schofield isn't letting the Tank situation slow him down. He's already looking ahead to a fight with Lucas Body and keeping an eye on the winner of a potential Roach versus Zapata matchup. He's making it clear that while the Davis opportunity would have been huge, he's not about to sit around waiting for something that may never come. Instead, he's staying active, taking tough fights, and building his name the old-fashioned way, one win at a time.
The WBO mandate Keyshawn to fight Devin?
You can't even be.
No, Devin can't even be in negotiations with nobody if it's mandated. So that's a lie.
Not if he plans on dropping the belt.
All I'm giving y'all is facts. If the WBO mandated a fight, Devin and them can't be negotiating with nobody. Can't be getting offered. He got to be negotiating with Keyshawn because he got like 30 days to come to an agreement. So
does that fight need a title on the line?
No, it don't need no title on the line. Number one, if the WBO mandated, it's a title.
Adding to that, Schofield expresses his disappointment, revealing that he and his team were fully prepared for a potential showdown in September or October, only to see those plans seemingly fall through. He makes it clear that they had done the work, mapped out the timeline, and were ready to sign on the dotted line, but the fight never materialized the way they expected. It's a frustrating position for any rising contender, especially when you've positioned yourself for a career-defining opportunity.
On to the next. We'll be fighting Lucas Body, then hopefully Roach or Zepeda, the winner of that. Life moves on past Tank. Tank stops nothing. We just had to go through that to free up that belt so the lightweight division ain't hostile.
The topic of physical matchups. The host breaks down the size difference between the two fighters, noting that Devin Haney is significantly larger, often weighing in around 180 pounds on fight night. That kind of size advantage raises questions about how he manages the cut down to lower weight classes and whether the toll of shedding those extra pounds might affect his performance inside the ring. It's a factor that can't be ignored, especially when facing a naturally smaller opponent who doesn't have to drain as much to make weight.
I'm not gonna lie, I gave Tank the benefit of the doubt. You know, I was like, yeah, like we about to fight. You know, we were shooting for what, September? September, October. Then, you know, my dad and team come back, they're like, hey, like, it's looking shaky right now. It look like he's not gonna accept the fight. Nah, he probably just going through some stuff legally and all this other stuff. Come to find out, he's over here sending offers to Devin's team and stuff like that. So, like my dad, like I said, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. My dad was saying,
looking down the options, Showbiz paints a dream scenario for boxing. One where Shakur Stevenson gets past Devin Haney and then steps in with Gervonta Tank Davis in what would be an all-time historic run of fights. It's the kind of sequence that fans fantasize about. Two of the sport's brightest talents, both in their prime, putting everything on the line to settle who truly rules the lightweight division. Showbiz makes it clear that if those pieces fall into place, boxing could be looking at a stretch of matchups that rival the sport's golden eras, the kind that define legacies and leave fans talking for decades.
Scales check. Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson weighing pretty much the same, walking around like Shakur and Gervonta should be the fight. Shakur Stevenson 148 point whatever, while Gervonta Tank Davis is 147. They are both walking around the same. Those guys are the same size. And Keyshawn Davis being in the mid 150s, that makes sense. But you notice who didn't do a scales check, and that's Debo. Funny thing is, Bill Haney did. He's like, I'm 200 pounds.